And now it's time to get down to the main event to draw the fields for the two Hambletonian eliminations on Saturday. 18 colts were entered, so we have two 9-horse elimination fields. Top 5 return for the second heat, which is going to be the 13th race. And we're going to determine the race numbers. The elims will be the 8th and the 9th races, but we're going to draw the fields first and then by lot determine which will be the 8th race and which will be the 9th race. We felt that was the fairest way to do this. So we're ready to start drawing the first of two fields. Again, a field of 9, and the winners have post position protection. They'll draw for posts 1 through 5 in the second heat. So we're ready to go. Let's start with Hollywood Highway for trainer Stafford Lynn and driver John Campbell. He'll start from post position 6. Post 6 for Hollywood Highway. Next up, we have Jimmy William, Jimmy Tactor, Tim Tetrick named to drive post 1. Post 1 for Jimmy William. Got a great name, doesn't he, Jimmy? Named after Jimmy himself. Southwind Frank, everybody's favorite for the Hambo, Ronnie Burke and Yannick Gingras. He'll start from post 5. Post 5 for Southwind Frank in this elimination heat. Sutton for Julie Miller and Andy Miller, one of two they've got in post 3. So a good draw for Sutton. He'll start from post 3. The Royal Harry, Okas Fonstedt trains and drives post 2 for the Royal Harry, who's been doing well in the New York Sire Stakes. He'll start from post 2. Weightlifter K, Andrew Harris the trainer, Dave Miller the driver, post 9 for Weightlifter K. Dominion Beach for Nancy Johansson, and Bjorn Goop is named to drive, the top European driver, starting from post 7. So post 7 for Dominion Beach, Bjorn Goop named to drive. Love Matters, also for Jimmy Tactor, Brett Miller driving, post 8. Post 8 for Love Matters. And Marion Marauder for Paula Wellwood and driver Scott Zeron, post position 4. So Marion Marauder starts right inside of Southwind Frank from post position 4. So let's recap this field in post order. Jimmy William for Jimmy Tactor and Tim Tetrick from post 1. The Royal Harry, Okas Fonstedt trains and drives post 2. Sutton for Julie and Andy Miller from post position 3. Marion Marauder, probably the second choice right now in the Hambletonian for trainer Paula Wellwood and Scott Zeron from post 4. Post position 5 for Southwind Frank, Ronnie Burke and Yannick Gingras, the world champion and Dan Patch champion last year. Hollywood Highway for Stafford Lynn and John Campbell, post 6. Post 6 for Hollywood Highway. Dominion Beach for Jimmy Tactor's daughter Nancy Johansson with Bjorn Goop, post 7. Post 8 for Love Matters, Tactor and driver Brett Miller. And post 9 for Weightlifter K, Andrew Harris trains and Dave Miller is driving. So now we're ready to draw the field of 9 for the next Hambletonian elimination. Again, the top 5 come back for the second heat. We begin with Maven's Way, Okas Fonstedt trains, John Campbell the driver, post position 6. Post 6 for Maven's Way. Milligan School, Julie Miller and Andy Miller, post position 4. Post 4 for Milligan School. Tight Lines, Jeff Gregory is the trainer and driver, post position 7. So post 7 for Tight Lines. Bar Hopping, one of the primetime players for Tactor and Tim Tetrick, post 1. Post 1 for Bar Hopping, who won the Zweig last time out. Lagerfeld for Jimmy Tactor and Yannick Gingras, starting from post 2. Post 2 for Lagerfeld, Tactor side by side for the inside posts. Brooklyn Hill for Jonas Sarnason and driver Dave Miller, post position 5. Post 5, mid-pack starting slot for Brooklyn Hill. Iron Mine Bucky for Greg Haverstick, who's the trainer. George Dennis will drive post 8 for Iron Mine Bucky. He'll start from post position 8. Make or Miss, Ronnie Bark, young Joe Bongiorno making his Hambletonian debut, starting from post 3. Make or Miss, Valley Victory Dead Heat winner last year, post 3. And Raining Money for Jimmy Tactor and driver Dave Miller listed from post position 9. So post 9 for Raining Money. So let's recap this Hambletonian elimination field from the rail out. Bar Hopping for Tim Tetrick, Lagerfeld number 2 for Yannick Gingras, Make or Miss number 3 for Joe Bongiorno, Milligan School number 4 for Andy Miller, Brooklyn Hill. Post position 5 for Dave Miller. Post 6 for Maven's Way and John Campbell. Tight Lines, post 7 for Jeff Gregory. Post position 8 for Iron Mine Bucky with George Dennis, and Raining Money for Jimmy Takter and Dave Miller, post 9. So post 9 for Raining Money. And now we'll have a draw to determine which will be the 8th race and which will be the 9th race on Hambletonian Day as we set the elimination order there. And what do we start with, gentlemen? Okay, we'll put the 8 and 9 in here. Draw one of the pills. And Jimmy William has the rail, and that'll be race 9. So that'll be the second elimination, the 9th race with Southwind Frank, Marion Marauder, Sutton, Jimmy William, Love Matters in that field. So, of course, race 8 will be the bar hopping elimination. That'll be the first elimination for the Hambletonian. So the draws are in. Jimmy Takter obviously has a great history in the Hambletonian. Since we built the new building, he hasn't lost yet. Going to try for the three-peat with bar hopping and a host of others on Saturday. Let's find out more because the Hall of Famer Jimmy Takter is standing by with Justin Horowitz.
Thanks very much, Sam. You know, last Hambletonian Day we spoke after you won again. 5 entries this year in the Hambletonian. What do you think about the 5 entries? Are you trying to overwhelm everybody with the numbers? And in your mind, do you have one that is your best chance of the 5?
Well, of course, bar hopping is my best chance. You know, I mean, I think this year is very open. I mean, Southwind Frank, he stand out a little bit more maybe than most, but you know, it's 2-3 horses that are a little better, but I think the game is wide open.
The last couple of years, you've been the hunted. You've been the one that everyone's coming after. This year, maybe you're a little bit under the radar just because bar hopping's not Southwind Frank, who everyone is saying is the favorite with Marion Marauder. Does that change your approach going into Saturday?
I like bar hopping. I think he can go with both of those horses. I have no doubt, and I think I have him on the right plan, and I'm really happy how he's progressing. I mean, this is the week we've been shooting for him for 2 years.
When you've won the Hambletonian as many times as you have, you get into every year you get a bunch of good horses. Do any of your horses, bar hopping being your best, do they remind you of any of your previous Hambletonian winners?
Not really. I mean, you know, like I said in the media many times last year, I had most of my horses were so sick all year, so I'm actually shocked. I have 5 horses, maybe a couple of horses here, maybe don't belong here, but I like all 5, and they, you know, they're good horses, and it's hard to compare other horses with new horses. I mean, you know, I know bar hopping is a horse that he beat Southwind Frank fair and square in Pocono, and I'm sure he can do it again.
Are you rooting a little bit extra for the horse you named after yourself, Jimmy William?
Well, I'm the breeder on it too, you know. I mean, he's a very, very good colt, and you know, he going in, I don't think he have 25,000 on his card, but he's a very nice horse, and I thought he deserved a shot when he raced quite good in Vernon last start.
I have to ask you about the Oaks also, since you've won that 2 years in a row as well. All the time, a filly that's been so good week in, week out. What are your thoughts going into Saturday with her?
I feel optimistic. I was very happy how she looked last start. I wish she had maybe a little better kick at the end, but she came first up, and you know, it was a nasty evening, and it was a lot of rain. I mean, you know, fillies are a little bit more, you know, cannot take this kind of weather as hard as a colt can maybe, but she's coming into it very sound, and you know, and I'm happy with her chances. I mean, it's a couple of fillies that can give her a run for the money.
Well, it wouldn't be a Hambletonian Day here at the Meadowlands without you having a big part of it. Jimmy, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Justin. And having a horse named after you is not always the greatest thing. Exhibit A, a horse Jimmy named Sam McKee, who was the shortest and slowest horse he's probably ever trained in the last 30 years. So good luck to Jimmy Takter and the Hambletonian on Saturday. Well, the morning lines, we have them from Dave Little. Let's find out more from Ken Workington and Bob Hayden.
All right, Sam. Of course, the Hambletonian picture, Holly, it really hasn't changed much this year. They've all been kind of lining up behind Southwind Frank, last year's champion. He's pretty much had smooth sailing, and taking a quick look overseeing the draw here in both eliminations, the top 3, basically the top 3 contenders have all drawn well. including Southwind Frank with that mid-pack post 5 in the second.
Yeah, and you know, he's 16 for 18 lifetime. The other two, pretty much by acclamation, next best two are Bar Hopping and Marion Marauder. They're 8 for 35 lifetime. So it's Southwind Frank and everybody else, really. The Hambletonian favorite, 10 months, nothing's changed. And Yannick and Burke are both looking to break through with their first Hambo and maybe even their first horse of the year. Jimmy's got 5 in, 10 of the 18 are trained by Swedish horses, and maybe the biggest story might be Muscle Hill. He's the sire of all 3 favorites, those 3 horses. He won it in his first crop with Trixton in 2014. He had the favorite last year with Mission Brief, and now he has a 2-year-old champion and the heavy favorite Southwind Frank. You can't come out of the box any stronger than Muscle Hill has as a sire in the first 3 crops.
Muscle Hill strength in numbers, and same for Tactor with 5 in, and 5 in last year, and 4, of course, made the final. Here's Dave Little's morning line here for race number 8, the first Hambletonian elimination. And Bar Hopping with the Rail is the 9 to 5 morning line choice. We'll go down the alphabetical list that most of you have here from the press kits. Bar Hopping, post 1 at 9 to 5. Brooklyn Hill will be 3 to 1 from post 5. Post 5, the Brooklyn Hill, the 3rd place finisher in the Zweig last out at 3 to 1. The 8 Iron Mine Bucky at 15 to 1. That's the 8 Iron Mine Bucky 15 to 1. 2 Lagerfeld for Tactor at 12 to 1. 12 to 1 on 2 Lagerfeld. 3 Make or Miss Valley Victory Dead Heat winner at 2. 20 to 1. 20 to 1. Good luck to Joe Bongiorno. Looking to be the youngest ever, right, to win the Hambletonian?
Yeah, youngest, Tommy Horton, 25 is the youngest, and 22 would do it if he can do it.
All right, and moving along, Maven's Way with that sharp mark of 51 and 4, post 6, 6 to 1. 6 to 1 for John Campbell, Mr. Hambletonian. The 4 Milligan School, 1 of 2 for Team Orange Crush at 10 to 1. Milligan School draws well. Post 4, 10 to 1. The 9 Raining Money, a big winner, easy winner last Friday night from post 9, wire to wire, 52-4. 4 to 1, 4 to 1, post 9 Raining Money. And at 25 to 1, the 7 Tight Lines, Jeff Gregory trains and drives and cones, the gelding by Yankee Glide, Tight Lines at 25 to 1. So Bar Hopping, 9 to 5 morning line choice in that first elimination heat. And moving on to the second elimination heat, we mentioned Andy and Julie Miller, a strong 1-2 punch. Sutton and Milligan School, a few long shots lurking out there. Maybe Weightlifter K makes his 3rd start for trainer Andrew Harris. That would be quite a story.
That would be wonderful to see him. The horse can do well. He did well at the end of last year. It's an interesting race because it's a little more wide open underneath Southwind Frank right here. But he and Marion Marauder both dominated in the Dancer, and they both draw in together. It's a pretty good betting race. This is why we have the gimmicks, the trifectas and supers. This is a fun race to bet.
All right, we have daughter and father in against each other. Of course, we'll start at the top here with Nancy Johansson and the 7 Dominion Beach and imports Bjorn Goop to drive here. Top European Swedish driver, 30 to 1, 7 Dominion Beach. Also at 30 to 1, the 6 Hollywood Highway. John Campbell and Staffen Lind, 30 to 1 on the 6 Hollywood Highway. Jimmy William for Jimmy Tactor at 20 to 1. 20 to 1 on the 1, Jimmy William. The 8 Love Matters, another Tactor trainee at 12 to 1. 12 to 1, the 8 Love Matters. Marion Marauder coming in on a 3-race winning streak, Dancer winner and the Good Times upsetter. Post 4, 3 to 1. 3 to 1 on the 4 Marion Marauder. And there's Southwind Frank, post 5, 4 to 5. He's the 4 to 5 morning line favorite, 4 to 5 on the 5 Southwind Frank. Sutton is the other Julie Miller, Andy Miller trainee. 3 Sutton draws well here, post 3 and odds of 6 to 1. 6 to 1 on the morning line on the vastly improved Sutton off a lifetime best of 52. Actually, it wasn't his lifetime best. 51 and 2 qualifier here earlier this season. The 2, the Royal Harry with Oki Svanstedt at 20 to 1. 20 to 1 on 2, the Royal Harry. And Weightlifter K, post 9 at 10 to 1. 10 to 1 on Weightlifter K. So 4 to 5, Southwind Frank. Smooth sailing, Sam McKee.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day, Ken. No question about it. So can't get here fast enough. Saturday is the day. High noon, the post time for the 91st edition of the America's Trotting Classic, the Hambletonian, right here at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Anybody who needs any media assistance or photo ops, see myself or Moira Fanning or Rachel Ryan, Justin and Jen, and we'll get you hooked up for interviews or whatever you might need. And don't forget to stick around for the Hambletonian Charity Casino Night night and poker night coming up in less than a half hour. It's a great way to support the Harness Racing Museum and the Standardbred Retirement Foundation. I know it's a lot of fun. You can win some great prizes and maybe even some money changing hands as well. So stick around for that. Thanks everybody for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us, and best of luck to everybody on Saturday, Hambletonian Day, here at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Thank you.